So I'm Drew Felty, and the setting here is a trade show where me as the seller, I see a potential customer that I had already researched on LinkedIn last week before the show based on an attendee list. All right. Hi, I'm Drew Felty with the Clemson MBA program. I didn't write that in, I apologize. So we connected on LinkedIn last week, and I want to follow up with you on what I'm trying to create, a statewide program for South Carolina's defense and aerospace industries. I've worked with defense contractors for the past 10 years, and I've seen firsthand how networking, teaming, and collaboration can be beneficial to folks in the industry.
All right, well, we're happy right now. We're actually part of the Charleston network, so we're not really looking for any new networks to join.
Yeah, I've seen in the news that you're happy. Your business is in a very enviable position. As you know firsthand, though, South Carolina is poised to grow significantly in defense and aerospace over the next few years, and I think you'll find participation with SCDAN will help keep you efficiently informed on what's going on across the entire state and how that may affect you and your business.
Well, that sounds a little interesting. Can you tell me more?
So, I know you're the VP for Business Development. Do you ever collaborate or team with others for contract opportunities?
Sometimes.
Can I ask how you approach that?
Well, we have a few ongoing relationships here in Charleston, mostly because of the SPA war required it for the pillar contracts.
Right, I remember there was a lot of cross-pollination in Charleston for that process. So who else on your team influences those sorts of teaming decisions?
Well, we work closely with operations on potential buyers, or partners rather, but anything to do with business development is usually my department. That's where I come in.
Right, and I bet trust weighs heavily on that partnership decision, so how long does it take to make that kind of decision?
Well, trust is an important factor, but we've known all of our partners for several years now, and a few of our employees used to work for two of them, so we feel good about how they operate.
Gotcha. So how do you stay up to speed with big aerospace and defense movements like the Pillars contracts within South Carolina?
Well, our team keeps us informed with each other. Just whatever they hear on the streets, they tell us, and I get daily emails from South Carolina business firms.
That's great. I subscribe to that email also. So if you've been keeping up with it, how do you think South Carolina is positioned for the next round of BRAC?
Well, I think we'll be okay. We did all right last time. I know that they aren't going to shut down Parris Island, so that's good.
I think you're right about that. Are you familiar with the DoD request, though, for 10 attributes every state should have in place for continued military base investment?
Well, I've heard about it, but I don't really know any details on that issue.
Well, these items mainly concern military family and veteran support issues. And I'm guessing, do you know how South Carolina is doing on this list of 10 action items?
Forgive me, but no, I don't.
Well, the DoD obviously keeps up with our status, and as of right now, we've addressed about half of it. So what repercussions do you think it would have on your business if we lost another base in BRAC?
Well, it depends on which one we lose, but I guess it's not good in general for our business.
Right. But on a brighter note, did you know that Charleston is in the top list of potential sites for AFRICOM?
Well, like the other thing, I've heard that a while back, but nothing recently.
So what impact do you think it would have on your business if we gained another military command like we did in 2005?
Well, I don't really know. I hadn't really considered it, but I guess it would be kind of bad or detrimental.
No, it can't be bad.
It can't be bad.
Right. So you can rearrange that however you want, but it's a good thing.
Okay.
If we get more people in, right? So I think most folks in South Carolina would agree with that. Do you feel like your company has a voice or even a forum to discuss the state's approach and preparations for BRAC?
Well, I suppose not.
So you and your team are pretty well tuned in to SPA war and their business. But from what it sounds like, there's more going on in South Carolina, both threats and opportunities that could affect you and your company.
Yes, I agree.
Are there any other concerns?
No, not really.
Do you think it'd be worthwhile to learn about some of these threats and opportunities?
Of course, that's part of my responsibility as the VP of Business Development of this company.
So in learning more about how events within the defense and aerospace industries could affect you and your company, are you pretty happy with getting headlines emailed to you directly?
Yes, that would save me time and energy, save me from doing a lot of digging.
But for word on the street or other, person-to-person news that's not yet in the press, historically, that comes with face-to-face interactions, is that right?
Absolutely.
And for voicing opinions and perspective or even taking action on things like South Carolina's approach to BRAC, do you think that could be like a combination of online and in-person communication?
That sounds about right.
So how about meeting folks in the industry, potential teaming partners or even new customers from throughout the state? Is that best done face-to-face for the all-important trust factor?
Absolutely. Building trust, seeing somebody face to face, seeing how they interact, and definitely you can tell how much you can trust the person by just the way they interact with you.
Right. So if you were to choose, which of these sorts of things are most important to you?
Well, I think learning about or learning more and having a voice or mechanism to act on these issues is important. I don't like the idea of not really knowing what's going on with issues that may affect my business.
So you're interested in learning more about South Carolina defense and aerospace issues, having a way to act on them and expanding your network here in South Carolina?
Yes, of course.
Are there any other issues important to you that aren't addressed?
No, I think we covered all those bases.
So if I can offer you a way to address these needs through South Carolina Defense and Aerospace Network, you think you'd become a member?
Yeah, I think that would be a real good move. I think I would.
Well, as you might have guessed, each of these things are covered by our annual corporate membership to SCDAN. So for news, we're developing an automatic email feature, and we're even exploring a part-time journalist to cover the State House and state offices work on all defense and aerospace issues. All the pertinent news and information we can get a hold of will be provided to members quickly and efficiently. For voice, members have access to our online discussion panel for industry issues. And each corporate member gets one vote on resolutions our board may put together regarding SCDAN participation and larger issues and efforts affecting the state as a whole. For networking, our members will have tickets to our 3 quarterly meetings and a larger annual meeting for face-to-face introduction and all of that word-of-mouth news and trust building and relationship building. Does this sound appealing?
Yeah, it does.
So in joining SCDAN, we're able to get your team informed on defense and aerospace issues, help you do something about these issues, whether they're threats or opportunities, and potentially expand your company's trusted network beyond the local Charleston area. You agree?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Is there any reason you wouldn't want to get involved today?
None at all. I'm ready to join now.
Awesome. So from LinkedIn and your company's website, I can gather all the profile information for our own website. And we can adjust things like that very easily going forward. If you want to pay by credit card, I'll help you with that right now, or we can email you a receipt next week. And I can email you a receipt now, or we can send you an invoice in the mail next week.
Well, just send me that invoice. I think that'll be the easiest way to get this done.
Excellent. So as soon as that's processed, we'll get your online access set up and tested, and your tickets to the next quarterly event in about 2 months will be emailed directly. So I really think you've made a good move here, James, and I'm very happy to have you on board. I think you'll really find over the next few weeks how much is going on in our state regarding defense and aerospace, and you'll be ready to find new ways to be a part of that growth.
All right.
9 minutes. All right. That's cool. That worked out. All right. All right.